Yo, yo, yo. Welcome into the top of the bleachers. We are live. It is October the 11th, 2024. Today, we're just going to talk about all kinds of different stuff. It's kind of a potpourri Friday or something, sort of.
Hodge,
We
Hodgepodge Friday.
Yeah, Hodgepodge Friday. Before we do, though, be sure and hit that like and subscribe buttons for us. We really appreciate that, especially on the YouTube. Gets that algorithm going for us. And yeah, Tuck, how you doing, man? Happy Friday. What's up?
Not my. It's been a long day, man. I got home from work maybe 20 minutes ago. Uh, it's just prime day. I work all
Oh,
for disclosure. I'm a postman or a letter carrier, whatever the hell you're supposed to say. I don't know. And it was prime day, so I got the Jeep loaded down, man, because everybody, getting them deals on Prime, Everybody's like,
yeah.
well, I thought Amazon delivered their own stuff. I wish. No, they deliver about half their stuff. We deliver the other half.
Hmm.
Pretty much, if it's big and bulky, they don't do it. We do it. So,
Man, I wish I'd have known how to order some stuff.
thanks. On one hand, you're upset because it's doubled the work, but on the other hand, it also ups my pay when the packages are, when there's more packages. So it's like good versus evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, but today, so I go to, all right, I get all my stuff loaded up and I come over to the house. I only live like 2 blocks from my work. So I
Okay.
come home almost every day and have lunch. Okay.
All right.
And it's a weird time to have lunch. It's usually like 9:30 in the morning. But I grab me something to eat. I make sure that I got drinks in my cooler and off I go.
Yeah.
So I get over here and they call me from the post office. They say, "Hey man, we found a package that goes out to your route." I'm like, all right, well, I'm just over here at the house. I'll run back by and get it when I'm done. So when I get done, I go over, I get the package, and then I
Uh-huh.
head out to my route. I get halfway out to my route and the post office calls me and says the express truck came in. There was one express on the whole truck and it's yours.
So you gotta
All
go
right.
back?
So I turn around halfway out to the route, go back to the post office, get the money.
Okay.
And then I had a Truman Show moment. You remember the Truman Show?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
You think
You
everybody's
know that
blocking you some?
that scene where he goes to the roundabout, and he's like, "Oh, we can't go that way. There's too many cars." And he goes around the roundabout like 2 or 3 times, and then he comes back and there's no cars there whatsoever.
Yeah.
Okay, this happened to me. So I'm on my way out to my route and I am fighting traffic like crazy. There's traffic everywhere. And I go down this road called Sieben Morgan here in Conway, and it has a couple of roundabouts on it. And I get the phone call, "Hey, the express truck come in, you got express truck." And I'm fighting traffic like crazy. And I said something to the effect of, "Damn it, okay, I'm on my way." You know, I hang up the phone. I go around the second roundabout to turn around to go back to the post office. There ain't a car nowhere, dude. I made it all the way back to the post office with like 2 cars. I saw 2 cars the whole time. And I was fighting traffic going the other way. And I was like, this is like the Truman Show. That's all I could think about was the Truman Show, man.
Like they opened up the path for you?
Yeah, like somebody out there is directing stuff. And they were like, oh, send him back to the post office, you know.
It would have been like they forgot to block you.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy day. And everybody got packages. Everybody says the same thing. I'm sorry I ordered so many packages. Are you? Are you really sorry?
Probably not.
I delivered a box of macaroni and cheese today. You can't go to Walmart and buy macaroni and cheese. You got to order it through Amazon. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's cheaper. I know a guy that buys all his rice through Amazon.
All
It's
this
cheap.
rice.
Yeah, it's cheaper. It's cheaper. His wife's Oriental and they eat a lot of rice. So
Okay. I
I will
feel
give
like
him that.
I feel like that's borderline racist, but okay. All right.
His words, not mine. His words, not mine. Because I was like, "Why are you buying so much rice?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, my wife's Oriental." Oh, okay. Well, that
Like,
makes sense.
I, okay. All right.
Sure.
Sure.
Anyway, speaking of other countries,
I can't figure out why I buy so much bacon.
well, because bacon's good. That's
Yeah.
why you. That's why you buy bacon because that stuff's. It's like a top five food.
I eat bacon all the time, man.
Speaking of other countries,
Okay. I didn't know we were, but okay. Oh, the Oriental lady. Okay. I got you. I got you.
hang with me, stick with me. I'm tying them.
I,
I'm tying them.
it's been a long day, dude. It's been a
I'm
long
tying
day.
them together. Kyrie Irving came out and said he wants to play for Team Australia at the 2028 Olympics if he's not selected for Team USA. How do you feel about that? You think that's I mean I know a
Well,
lot of them play different countries and stuff, but
well, I'm confused. I did not know Kyrie Irving was Australian.
yeah.
Does like
Maybe he
he's
has a
from Australia? Like he doesn't have an Australian accent?
he may have a citizenship over there or something, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, maybe
Okay.
some
Well,
weird some
I find it confusing. I mean, if you're just gonna pick a
well, what do you
random country to play for, why play for Australia?
well, why what do you think about playing for someone else besides the USA? Who gives crap what other country it is?
Um,
Because I mean he's American.
I don't have a problem with it if you're from that place. Like Giannis is from Greece. If he wants to play for Greece, he can play for Greece.
Yeah.
Uh, Joel's from somewhere, didn't he? No, not Joel. I'm thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, him too. I
Wimby.
forget.
I'm thinking of Wimby. Wimby.
France, yeah.
He's from France. He plays for France. I remember Tony Parker used to play for France.
Yep. Mhm.
I don't have a problem with it if that's your home country or whatever. If you're just I might have a problem with it if you just have citizenship there but you don't live there. And
Does it seem un-American?
well, they're not American. Well, I guess they are American. They pay
No,
American taxes. That's for
no,
sure.
no. Does it seem un-American to be living here, living by the fruits of the USA?
Well, we have lots of USA ball players that go to Europe and play.
Yeah, just saying.
So is it
He,
un-European for them to go to Europe
he,
and play?
I know, but we're talking about Kyrie and the USA right now. Stop changing the subject.
Well, I don't really see any controversy in it unless, he's not Australian and he just wants to go play for Australia. And then that's kind of controversial. But I mean, uh, I don't, I don't see any problem with it. If I lived in South America and was good enough to play for the South American team, but not good enough to play for the U.S. team, then yeah, I might go play for the South American team.
Well, that's a good question. You think he's good enough to be on Team USA? Is that a he should be a surefire lock to be on that team anyway?
You would think, but you only got 10 spots, and it's not like or 12 spots, or however, it's not like everybody from the NBA can go. And
Yeah.
he plays a particular position where you might only have two guys that play that position make the USA team. Is he the best point guard to play to
Uh-huh.
be able to play on the USA team? Because
They sure needed Steph Curry this last year.
yeah, they needed. Well, is Steph a point guard or is he a shooting guard?
He played point guard
Yeah, but
at the Olympics.
with Golden State, Draymond plays point guard every once in a while. I
Well,
mean,
yeah, he brings the ball. I mean, basketball is just that way now. Everybody brings up the ball.
so I don't know, man. You need two big men. You need a couple of shooting guards. You need a couple of forwards. You need a couple of small forwards. You need a couple of. I don't know if Kyrie makes the list of the top guys to play in
Yeah.
those positions.
Mm.
He definitely
Interesting.
would. Yeah, definitely would in Australia.
What?
So,
I would hope so, but
so maybe that's the reason he wants to play for Australia. We're also talking aren't we talking like 4 years down the road?
yeah,
Kyrie's
we
going
are.
Kyrie's
Yeah.
going to be like 72. I mean, he's been around in the league forever.
That's true. He will be quite a bit older by then. That's true. And there's going to be a lot of the young guys wanting
Do
their
you,
turn. I
yeah,
mean,
do you expect LeBron? Well, LeBron probably still will be there. He'll probably play in another Olympics. Oh, I'll get to play with Bronny in the Olympics.
oh my gosh, if they put Bronny on the Dadgum Olympic team,
Oh man, if LeBron's still around, Bronny's on the team,
oh,
man. Bronny's gonna represent the US of A. Yeah.
ain't that some bull crap?
Well,
All right, well,
I think it's bull crap for some of these players to play for the USA team to begin with, because some of these have political views where they put down the USA most of the year and then they want to go represent the USA overseas. It's like, what? You were
yeah,
just talking about how we're a terrible country and now you want to go represent us, you know?
yeah. Speaking of basketball, keeping on basketball, and I think Carlos Boozer was a former Olympian, I believe.
I don't know if
Anyway,
Boozer ever played. He definitely played on the world team. I don't know if he ever played in the Olympics or not.
yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, his two boys, Cameron and Caden
Yeah, have
Boozer,
they made a decision?
they finally made their commit to Duke, who
Ooh,
was, I guess they said, really things flipped in the last couple of weeks. They were either going to go to Miami or Florida. They're big Miami fans. That's where their mom's from.
sure.
That's where mom's at, I think, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Duke flipped them here at the end and got them, and that's going to be a lot of dominoes start to fall all around the recruiting world. All these other kids that are like, well, I'm not going to go to Duke now because I'm not going to sit behind that guy, or
So Duke
and
got the Boozer brothers and they got Cooper Flag.
no, Cooper's playing this year. This will be next year.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, 2025. Yeah, but it's a
Well,
big deal. Cameron was like the number 2 ranked player in the country.
well, I hate to be Debbie Downer, but that's a whole year away. These kids could change their mind in a heartbeat.
This is true. Coaches, stuff happens. Coaches quit, they get fired, all that stuff.
Duke has a terrible year. I don't see that happening, but I mean, Duke has a terrible year, and they're like, "Ugh, I don't want to go there. That guy sucks," or whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, coach has an affair. Coach gets drunk driving. I mean, stuff happens. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
so you
gets
never know.
coach gets beat up by another staffer on campus, blames a motorcycle wreck. That kind of stuff
Yeah.
happens all the time, man.
Yeah. I actually have. I noticed I have kind of a coach's theme on my list of things to bring up to you today, and it's kind of weird. I didn't notice that until just now, but a lot of coach stuff today. Um, Anything else on that? I mean, I know you don't like Duke, and I'm not a big fan of him either. But what do you think about that?
Well, Duke falls in that category of we don't like them because they win all the time, you know. And
Yeah,
it's not surprising that they get the top recruits, you know.
yeah,
I feel like Arkansas, if Cal does what I think he's going to do with our program, I feel like Arkansas can be in the mix for some of these kids in the future. Uh, but I mean, Duke is Duke, man. I mean,
yep.
you can't really blame a kid for wanting to go there. I mean,
Uh,
I
no.
would never go there, but you can't blame a kid for wanting to go there.
Yeah, if you're one of the top 5 kids in the country, though, you may have a different view on that. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah. Anyway, a lot of more recruiting stuff coming up over the next couple months. National Signing Day, which they don't have that anymore. I don't know if you saw that story. They
Because
got
they
rid of.
win, Dale. That's why kids want to go to Duke, because they win. Because every year they're in the Elite Eight or the Final Four or the championship game. And that's why kids want to go to Duke.
That's true.
I mean, it's the
Unfortunately.
same reason why kids want to go to UConn. I don't understand that one either. If you've ever watched one of his practices, he's a jerk. I wouldn't want to play for him, but these kids want to play for him. So
He wins. I guess that's why.
winning covers a lot of flaws. Winning covers a lot of flaws.
True that. True that. Let's see what else we got here. So, do you know? Have you ever heard of a Sturgill Simpson?
Sturgill Simpson.
Yeah, have you ever heard that name? Because I have never heard of this guy until today.
No, I can't say that the name. I feel like the name Sturgill would stick out. I don't know a Sturgill.
I know, right? Apparently he's a country singer.
Okay, well
Uh,
that's probably why I don't know him.
he was having a concert here in Arkansas somewhere,
All right.
and he's born and I guess apparently raised in Kentucky.
Well, okay. We all got to be
So,
raised somewhere, I guess.
and he was not very friendly to the Arkansas crowd. Saying some stuff, and he said, "Calipari's gone now, so you're about to get your ass whooped.
Really?
Mark Pope ain't effing around."
Okay, so
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 he said this to a crowd full of people that paid their hard-earned money to see this. Ah, what a jerk!
and how'd the fans react? Did you hear like
Oh, they
did
booed. Yeah, they were booing and stuff.
anybody walk out, ask for their money back,
I don't know.
do a hog call all the way through his concert?
They probably hog called. They probably did. I
Dude,
imagine.
I would have every song he sang, we would have just been hog calling the entire time. He would have heard so many Woo Pixies, he would have quit
uh,
halfway through his set.
what the heck, man? Somebody just, you know,
It's not very smart to insult the people that put food on your table. You know,
yeah,
one of the best quotes I ever heard from Michael Jordan was they asked him why he didn't get into politics more. You know,
yeah,
why don't you go out and campaign and help on campaigns and stuff like that? And his quote was, because Republicans buy tennis shoes too.
yeah,
It makes no sense to go out and insult people who are going to buy your albums or
yeah,
download your music or stuff like that.
yeah. I think it was Dave Chappelle said, "Which one do I like better, Pepsi or Coke? It depends on which one's paying me the most."
Exactly.
So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. So be careful what you
You
believe
know,
out there.
the Dixie Chicks were huge back in the mid 90s, mid
Oh yeah,
90s, late 90s. They were huge. And then they did a show in Texas. And the little blonde, I can't remember her name, she made the comment that she was apologizing for the fact that George Bush was from Texas. Said, I'm sorry that George Bush is from this state or something like that.
yeah,
Boom. No more Dixie Chicks. Like you didn't see them on the radio. They disappeared from public. I mean, the fans, that's a great thing about being fans. Like Cleveland Browns, New York Jets, you really want your team to succeed. When they put a crappy product out on the field, quit going to their games. Quit buying their products. They will fix what's wrong. I promise you.
uh, maybe. Maybe sell the team or go bankrupt.
One or the other.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Well, we got a little more. We got some football here. Mike Tomlin came out and said Russell Wilson not on the injury report.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, but he's number two.
He's
He's number
number
two.
two.
He's number two behind Fields. So he's sticking with Fields as the starter. What do you think about that?
I really think that it's half a dozen, you know, like they're the same quarterback. They get sacked just as many times. They run for first downs. They scramble and throw on the run. They're almost the exact same quarterback. The only difference is Fields is a little bit taller. That's like the only difference between them. Russell has
Yeah.
a little bit more experience, but
There you go. Goodell said, "Great call."
but he
He
took that
stinks.
he took that experience to Denver and didn't do anything with it. And
He stinks.
for a while, I thought it was Sean Payton. I thought, well,
Mm.
Sean Payton's the problem. That's the reason Russell didn't do well. But and then this kid Bo Nick steps up, and guess what? It ain't Sean Payton. Okay,
Yeah.
it was
Well,
probably Russell Wilson, and he's another example, like we were talking about in the last show, of these guys that just hang on too long. Like, you got your Super Bowls, you got your money, you're married to like one of the most gorgeous women in the world. Go to the house, you know. Go do
yeah.
commentating on a set somewhere. If you want to be
Well,
around football, get back into coaching or something like that.
yeah. Well, Sean Payton had Drew Brees didn't mess him up, so feels like a Russell Wilson problem to me.
It it totally does. It sounds like a Russell Wilson problem. And I would probably
Uh-oh.
Peyton
Yeah.
sucks. He just got you a Super Bowl. That's all. The only Super Bowl y'all have had in forever, something like that. Peyton's the one who gave you that. So yeah, Peyton sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you spell it with an E. I think it's actually Peyton.
I don't know. Anyway.
But no, I don't see any problem sticking with Justin Fields, man.
Giving Dell some crap today. Oh man.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, here you go. This way. Here you go. Screw Payton. He left us.
Yeah. Well,
because Drew was leaving.
I think Peyton made a business decision. He looked at what he had and the ownership, and he's like, you know what? I could probably do better somewhere else.
I think he might have been a little burned out too. You know what I mean? He's been doing it for quite a while. He needed a little bit of a break.
Did he take a year off?
Yeah, he was not an announcer, but like on the shows and stuff.
Commentator.
Yeah. Speaking of retiring, I saw a thing Coach Saban talking.
Okay.
And someone asked him how he was, adjusting to being retired. How you liking it on game day?
Is he retired? Because I see the guy everywhere.
Yeah. He says, how you liking game day? He says, I know Pat's been trying to feed you tomahawk steaks, and so he tried to give him a tomahawk steak like on live. It was a just giant steak and stuff. And so, but they seem like the odd couple, but they're really good together too. It's funny. And but Saban was like, yeah, it's good. It's the first time, and when you're a head coach, it's like you're looking through a straw. You're looking at your team and who you're playing and your opponents. Because this is the first time I've actually got to look at everybody and look at all the teams. Because I never knew what Nebraska was like or what Ohio State was like. Like, I wasn't watching them. I'm watching who we're fixing to play. And so he was like, so that's different. He goes, I really like that. You know what I mean? So, that was good. And then he said, what else did he say? He said, one of his biggest fear with retiring was that he was afraid he wouldn't wouldn't feel like a part of a team anymore. You know what I mean? But he's like, since he's been on game day, he said he feels like he's part of a team. He's got Pat and Kurt and Desmond, and he says all those guys have been real good to him. And so he's settling into that, and then they gave him some credit on a lot of the storm relief that he's done out in North Carolina, and him and his wife, Miss Terry, have done a lot of giving and stuff for that. So kudos, shout out to Coach Saban. Sounds like he's doing well in retirement. Wish him the best of luck.
I think he'll be back. I think
another year.
I think another year, maybe two. I think he'll be back. I think he'll find a team somewhere that he wants to coach. I think he'll be back, man.
I don't know. He's like 70 something.
Yeah, Paterno did it till he was well into his 80s.
No, I think he died like 77 or something like that. I forget.
Paterno? Well, he looked like he was 80 something.
He looked like he was 80 since 1980. Yeah, them Coke bottle Glasses way back in the day.
Somebody you don't hear from anymore when they're doing college games. You used to hear from him quite a bit. Was old Lou Holtz and his speech impediment, and I ain't heard from Lou in a long time. I wonder how he's doing.
Yeah, I haven't seen him on anything in a while either. I don't know. He must be. He was. I thought he was on SEC Network for a little bit, but
I
I'm
ha-
not sure where he's at now.
I haven't seen him over there.
He may just be retired. I don't know. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Sticking with the coach theme, I got one more coach story.
Okay, all right.
I don't know. I didn't mean to stick with that. Um, Lane Kiffin.
Lane Train, yeah.
Yeah. I saw this one guy calling Whiffin Kiffin. This guy is the ultimate troll on the internet and on Twitter and in person. Do you see the coach that couldn't open the water bottle and stuff? He made fun of that. Well, this week there was a reporter that was talking to him, and they were talking about the snap count and stuff, and Lane started laughing. He said, "Well, it's not a cadence, it's a slap. It's just a slap. It's real easy. Even you could do it." It's like this guy, and he just laughed real hard. I mean, he's just he's. I used to hate the guy. I used to really hate the guy for some reason. I don't know, but he's growing on me for some reason. Oh, but Dale don't like him.
Lane
A
is
lot of people don't like him, but I'm starting to like him.
uh Lane. I didn't
He's
every
hilarious.
year when he was an assistant coach. I think this is probably why I ended up not liking him, was because every year when he was assistant coach, every time a job would come open, he'd be like the first name thrown out.
Mm,
Is this the one Lane Kiffin's going to take? I remember when Kirby went to Georgia, they thought, here comes Lane Kiffin. Florida's having problems this year, and they've already posted pictures of Lane Kiffin coming to Florida.
yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Yeah,
And I'm not really impressed by his offense. I know he likes to air it out and he likes to score a bunch of points and everything, but there's two sides to a football, and he's just never really impressed me with his defenses. Like his
yeah,
whole strategy, it seems like, is to just outscore the other people. If it takes 60 points, then damn it, we're going to go for 60.
yep.
You know,
Well, they're gonna find out
and
this weekend.
and he doesn't seem to be the kind of coach that Bobby's the same way. He doesn't come in with a plan B. Like, all right, this is what we're going to do this ball game. And at halftime, if it ain't working, he's got nowhere else to go. We're still going to stick with whatever we were doing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, with all the
but as far,
name coming up all the time, I feel like it's like questions his loyalty for me. Like, how loyal is this guy? Is he gonna leave in the middle of the night? Like
that's it's
I would
possible,
be
man.
I would be nervous about that the whole time he was my coach.
He strikes me as a guy that's going to do whatever is best for Lane Kiffin, you know. And
True.
I mean,
True.
there a lot of people are like that. Uh, I would like.
Yeah.
It turns out that Eric Musselman was that way. I would rather have a coach that is there for the kids.
Yeah.
Uh, I know that money it's a business decision and lots of times and all that, but you expect these kids to honor their commitment to you, but at the same time, you don't honor your commitment. You know, it's kind of a do as I say, not as I do kind of attitude, and I've never really liked that very much. You know,
Yep.
so but as far as his
Well,
personality and everything, he's always got something funny to say. I mean, what was he? He said when he played Alabama last year, he said, "Get the popcorn ready." Well, we got the popcorn ready, and you got your butt whooped. You know.
yeah. Yeah, old Lane, he's kind of growing on me a little bit. We'll see. Um
Yeah, Dale,
we'll find
I know y'all play Ole Miss this week.
Yeah, LSU and Ole Miss this
And
weekend.
really, I really don't know who to root against in this game. Okay. I'm not a Tiger fan. I'm not an Ole Miss fan. I don't
Mhm.
really know who to root for in this game. I'm going to take Ole Miss in this ball game because I feel like Ole Miss has got the receivers and your secondary sucks. So unless you can get pressure on Dart and make him really uncomfortable, I think you're in for a long night, is what I think.
I'm gonna make him feel better. I'm gonna be rooting for LSU because I want them to be riding that high when they come riding into Fayetteville. I don't want them mad. I don't want them upset. I don't want them wanting redemption. I want them to get that win and be feeling good about themselves, and then come on down to
I wouldn't
Fayetteville.
mind them in, yeah, up. And I'm not, and it's, I'm looking for injuries. I want some injured Tigers is what I want. I want some, not like, not career ending or nothing. Just,
Yeah, Dart struggled the last couple of weeks. That ain't no lie.
he did
That ain't
struggle,
no lie.
especially that first SEC game where they played an actual team. Yeah, he had some problems in that game. But I'm telling you,
We'll see how he
the
does.
kid can the kid can throw. And what a great name for a quarter, Jackson Dart. It's just a great name for a quarterback. It just
Yeah.
is.
Well, we're gonna find out how good he is this weekend. So, um, let's see.
It's like a wide receiver named Target. You know.
Someone who's not short of opinions or statements that get thrown out into the news media
Okay.
is Mr. Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
And
I've noticed Ant says some pretty silly things sometimes.
yeah, he gets some. Well, I mean, it's just he seems to make the news. He seems to make
Yeah.
the news a lot. You know.
Yeah.
This time he was talking about Kobe and Michael,
Oh no.
and he says I don't agree with their leadership style. Okay.
Okay.
He says you got to talk to players differently. Certain players can take it. I can talk to some of my teammates like, "Hey, get your together."
Mm-hmm.
But some players, you got to talk to them on the side. You can't really cuss them out in front of everybody.
Okay.
And so I thought this was an interesting quote from him, and I was going to get your opinion. Which do you think that he's right? Is it because the world's changed so much in the past 15, 20 years that we can't talk to people the same?
It's
Or
the
is it
it,
just a bullcrap reason?
it's called the wussification of American men, is what it's called. Masculinity has been deemed toxic. So probably somebody like Anthony Edwards, some of these younger players, you know, you can't talk to them like that because they're sensitive. Okay, they
Yeah.
are sensitive.
So, in your opinion, they're too sensitive.
I think you are a grown man in a profession where you get paid millions of dollars. Okay,
Hmm.
uh, if you're not doing your job, and I come and tell you that you're not doing your job and you need to do your job, I don't think it matters how I say it. You should be a man and a professional and do your damn job. That's how I feel.
Okay.
But it is the wussification of the American male. It's we're supposed to be sensitive. We're supposed to not do things that are manly. It's just like it's the same thing they're doing in football. We talked about it the other day. You know, you get a concussion in football, you got to go to the blue tent, you got to sit out, you got to go through concussion protocol, but you flip the channel over to MMA and these guys are knocking each other out and giving themselves multiple concussions and we cheer it on.
Mm,
So it's just it's because it's so mainstream. It's because the NFL has become so it might be the number one sport in the US. It used to
yeah.
be baseball. I'm pretty sure it's football now. Uh,
Yes.
and when you're in the spotlight like that, then you're going to have those critics that come in and say, "Oh, you can't talk to people like that." Whatever. You know.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
think he needs to grow a set, is what I think.
Well, I'm play. Well, that's because you're from old school a little bit, but at the same time, I get a little bit because uh, if you embarrass someone right in front of everybody, I don't know that that's necessarily a good thing. Like me personally, I probably am the type of player that if you yell and scream at me and cuss me out, that's not going to make me play any better because I'm already trying as hard as I can. You cussing at me is not going to make me do my job better. I'm already trying as hard as I can. If I can't do my job, that's on me. I suck. I suck. Okay. That's just part of it. But you screaming at me and cussing me out, that doesn't make me stronger. That doesn't make me work harder. That doesn't work for me. I'm not saying you need to come to me and be like, okay, so here's what we're going to do for you. I don't need you to talk to me like that. But I'm just saying, coming at me hard like that doesn't necessarily work for me. So it might not work for other people either.
I don't I don't know about all the cussing me out and everything, but I mean, if you come to me and say, "Listen, Tuck, man, you're not doing your job on the baseline. We need you to get to the baseline. We need you to do your job." And you throw
Yeah.
in a couple of expletives. It's not like I can just say, "Oh, you're wrong. I've been running to the baseline as hard as I can every time." I mean, there's a reason why the guy keeps scoring on the baseline because you're not coming over to help. It's
Okay.
it's just
I'm just playing
I
the other side of
shouldn't
it.
when I am talking to a teammate, okay, I don't feel like I should have to curb who I am so I can placate to who you are. Okay.
Hmm.
If you don't like me cussing at you, do your job and nobody will get cussed at.
Okay. Well, I just think you're being a little
And
harsh. That's all.
I get where you're coming from. I mean, some guys don't react well to hard coaching. I
Yeah.
get that. But we're not talking about coaching, we're talking about teammates. These are supposed to be your brothers, and if they're coming to you and they're telling you you're not doing your job, then step up and do your job.
Yeah. I agree.
It it also, you know, it's the whole professional thing that really bothers me. If this was on the college level or on the high school level, it would be a different answer. But these guys are making millions and you're a professional. Grow a pair, get over your feelings, and play some basketball.
Okay. All right.
And then when you go home, you can cry into your Gucci pillow in
Yeah.
your $1 million mansion.
This one might be a good one to end on the mental health one because
Hey, what about
I think there's a lot of guys crying right now. Uh,
I I I'm sorry, man. We have it where I work. Like we have a guy that I work with. I won't name names because he might watch someday, but we have a guy at that I work with, and anytime management comes in and they want to change something or they want us to do something different, he runs over and grabs the union contract and he reads through it. It's not like what we're asking him to do is a big deal. It's just the fact that if he don't have to do it, dadgummit, he ain't going to do it.
yeah.
And he'll get mad to the point that he actually drops his route and goes home because he's so upset. And I'm sorry, but that's very feminine to me. Okay. That is very feminine. When I was a kid and somebody would get upset and they would take their ball and go home, we called them names and we called them very feminine names. Okay.
Well, some
Because
people
that's
say we were wrong for doing that. Okay.
well, yeah, I survived. Okay. I rode in the
Uh-huh.
back of pickup trucks. I drank from a water hose. I survived. All right. And I'm more of a man. Okay. I have I have a niece who is 20 something years old and she is complaining because she can't find a real man anymore.
Yeah.
There is no real men out there. And I said, "What do you mean a real man? Like what?" Like she was dating this guy and her lawnmower wouldn't start.
Uh-huh.
Okay. He didn't even attempt to try and figure out what was wrong or to start it for or anything like that. She called another boyfriend because she had a flat tire. Well, I don't know how to change a tire. How do you not know how to change a tire? It should be like on the driving test. You should have to change a tire on the driving test.
You're so old sometimes.
It just it bothers me, man. It bothers me because we're getting to a place in society where if it doesn't, it used to be majority rules, but now it's minority rules. It's the 3% or the 5% that are upset about something that make the loudest noise and they get placated to, and it just it drives me nuts. It's like the other 95% of population was fine with what was going on, but we got to make special exceptions for these people right here. And it irritates me, man. It just irritates.
Well, I don't have anything else for today, man.
What about Dak Prescott tearing down his mansion? Did you hear about this?
I thought that was fake news, but so I went on, but it might be real.
No, he got that new big contract. All right. And he has a nice house. It's a really nice house. And he demolished it. He got a bulldozer and he just ripped off the front half of it, and he's got that money now, and he's going to build him a bigger house. He's going to build him a nicer house, or maybe he's going to build him a smaller house, but it's his money, whatever. And they made a huge deal out of it because he's ripping down his own house. Well, there was nothing wrong with that house. Well, apparently he didn't like it, so he tore it down. It's his house. He's allowed to do with it what he wants.
That's true.
And again, the wussification of American male. I got to answer to you when I want to tear down my house.
Wussification.
Well, that's nicer
song one day.
That's nicer than what I really want. Guys like Bobby Knight need to get control of themselves. Bobby Knight, how old are you, Dale? Bobby Knight ain't been around since I was a kid. What are you talking about? And you don't see that. You don't really see that anymore. You don't see coaches lose their temper and throw a chair or anything like that. I remember the clip of Woody Hayes punching the kid from the other team. Yeah, man, you don't find that anymore.
No, Coach Cal yells on the sideline, but he ain't hitting nobody.
Yeah, and then when you do have a coach like Hurley who does coach that way, he's a hard coacher. He yells, he screams, he gets mad. And how do they portray him? They portray him as a tyrant. They portray him as this terrible guy, the way that he treats his players and all this stuff. But you know what? He wins. And I don't see anything wrong with it at all.
I think he treats him pretty good when the cameras ain't on. You know what I mean?
I think that he takes
care of him.
He's going to get himself in a situation like John Gruden did, where he's going to say the wrong thing to the wrong person. And the next thing you know, he's not going to have a job because, you were mean to my boy.
Oh my gosh. All right, man. Well, anything else? Any other stories you got? Any other breaking news? Anything else you want to rant about for a minute? Go ahead. Say it with your chest while we're here.
Well, I'm just being honest with you. It's not like I'm coaching. Y'all don't have to worry. I don't coach anybody. I don't do anything like that. And if I did coach, I feel like I would be one of those coaches that you would want to play for because we're going to have fun.
You don't have any kids either.
I don't have any kids. I don't. Yeah. That was on purpose. I didn't want any kids.
Yeah.
I might have a different perspective of it if it was my kid that was getting yelled at by the coach. But somehow I doubt it.
Anybody yells at your kid for any reason that makes you mad?
Well, if he had a good reason for yelling at my kid.
No, it's one of those things where it's like your brother, like you're the only one that can pick on your brother, but nobody else can. It's the same thing with your kid. Like I can spank my kid, but no, you need to shut up when it comes to my kid. Like You need to go over there and shut.
You can pick on my
That's how
brother.
most people are. That's what I'm saying. Most people are that way. Like you're very protective of your own children.
I
Like,
feel like if
mm,
my kid wasn't doing his job. Now, like I said, I don't have kids. You know, I've never had the magical moment of birth. You know, this awesome thing that happens. But I feel like if it was my kid and he got yelled at because he wasn't doing his job, I'm probably going to ride his butt a little bit on the car ride home about him not doing his job. You
yeah.
know,
Well, I
and
did
when he
that. And
complain,
let me tell you, that comes back to bite you later. Let me tell you.
when he complains to me about, oh, coach is being mean to me, I'm gonna be like, I don't feel like I'm gonna be very sympathetic.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't, and I got yelled at for it later in life. So, anyway, anything else? Any other stories? Anything else you got?
No, man. What about that ball game last night? That was terrible, was it not? Sea chickens let me down.
Yeah.
Golly, man.
I picked San Fran in that one. I told you they was gonna win.
San Fran actually looked like San Fran last night. They actually looked good last night.
Yeah, Mason got hurt. I saw.
And Gino, man, you put Gino in a tough spot, and that guy's going to throw an interception. You give him the lead, and he's a good quarterback. You press him, and he's got to play from behind. He makes bad decisions. Bad decisions.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get out of here, we want to bring up our mental health, especially after today. All you people out there that are suffering with mental health and need someone to talk to. There's a national hotline number you can call, 988. Be sure to call it. Get some help. Find someone to talk to. Don't do life alone. You can also pass that on along to someone else that needs it, because we don't need to let other people do life alone either. So,
yeah, you know, they'll be a lot more sensitive to you than I am. Okay. 988 and the National Suicide Hotline, 1-800-SUICIDE gets you there too. Pass that number around. Tell your friends about it. Check in on people. You know, just try to be there, even if they just need somebody to listen to them. It makes a world of difference.
yep. All right, man. Well, enjoy your weekend, and I will catch you next Monday at 4:00.
Woo, big!
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.